Hello! Well, how are you all doing? So yeah, just watched Impact Redemption. That dirt on my chin. I need a shave as well, actually. It might be a bit crappy because I'm in the bedroom. There we go, that's better. So yeah, 7 pages of notes, guys. I'll give these to the fiance to blitz when I've recorded. So we're going to run through the show. Impact Wrestling Redemption on the 30th of the 8th of 2018. And all I'm going to say is, what just happened? I'm going to nick something from other YouTubers. Excuse me a second. I don't care if you guys think I'm a big kid. I've got my bottle. So yeah, Impact Redemption. A great night of action. Interesting chants throughout the evening. As per usual with Impact. Too many freaking angles, but I accept that. But should we go through what happened on tonight? Because we'll be here for quite a while. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, pay-per-view style opening was awesome. They actually had, instead of doing their typical Impact style opening, they went all out on this and gave it a pay-per-view style with a pay-per-view opening like video. You know, hyping up the 3 big matches of the night, which were the freeway for the Knockouts title, Blanchard, Ali, and Su Yung. The X Division with Phoenix and Brian Cage, the X Division title match, and the main event, which was Moose, Eddie Edwards, Austin Aries, and Brian Cage, and we'll get to that in just a little bit. We got a lot to go through. Shall we begin? So yeah, it was great to see that they actually had opened up with that sort of style video package, because these are bona fide TV pay-per-views. You know, they kind of escalate storylines, end storylines, that sort of thing. So we open up without any angles. We just open straight up to a match that blew me away. I rate matches and I write notes down of bits which, as you can see, that top bit's the opening package, the rest of it's the X Division title match. That's page 1. I write things down that, you know, shock me or impress me in a match. So shall we begin? So, opens with the X Division, it's Phoenix versus Brian Cage. Pentagon Jr. is at ringside. Please be aware that Brian Cage is unbeaten or submitted at this point in the company. Title's on the line. Just making sure I make that aware. Very loud lucha chants to start off the night. Cage hits big. So the first thing that got me was Cage hits a 6'9". He moves like a lightweight wrestler. He hits a 6'9" on Phoenix. Phoenix then does full a bit further down the line in the match. Phoenix is on the ropes. He bounces off the ropes 4 times, even to one point getting knocked to the outside onto where the ramp is and getting back on the ropes. Which then hits an armbar onto Cage. Cage then... Is that... Cage then suplexes him into the ring from the apron on the top rope. So suplexes him into the top rope. Then he does a... then there's an over the top rope onto the ramp bit. Then there's this... This is awesome chant. This is an all... These two are awesome is what I've put. There's not in this awesome ramp. Phoenix then does a cutter on the ramp. This match was out of the world. Phoenix does... Yeah, I'm reading my notes. Phoenix looked awesome tonight. Fight Forever chants. Don't blame the fans for that. Big move. Big move, and then he counts 1, 2, 3. I think it was his X finisher, or whatever. Basically, the foot's on the ropes, so gets stopped. And then it goes on to the outside a little bit, and then Phoenix goes through a dive of the rope, gets caught on the dive, and gets then suplexed onto the outside of the ring. Another amazing moment right there. Then he's on the top rope, and then he basically just power bombs him off the top. Brian Cage power bombs Phoenix on the top rope for the 1, 2, 3. Cage wins and retains the title. 5 stars. This match, if you're going to watch anything from Impact this week, go and watch this match. This match was freaking what the X Division is about. It was an old-fashioned X Division style match, which had you on the edge of the seat, and what a great way to open up the night. 5 stars. Awesome match. 5 stars to open up the night. I know that Dave Mouse won't give it 5 stars, but I'm giving it freaking 5 stars. After the match, the ongoing story here, if you haven't been watching Impact, is OVE and the Lucha Brothers are having this argument because, you know, since Slammiversary, it's still going on. OVE come out and attack the Lucha Brothers. Cage is on the ramp, he's thinking, shall I go and help? He continues walking. He then just gives up and comes and helps the Lucha Brothers. OVE are not happy about this. They're really pissed. That's, you know, OVE for the night. They don't wrestle at all. Then John Matthew, we go back to Matthews and Don and talk and hype up the rest of the card. Then we have a video package hyping the main event, showing how everything comes to place, basically recapping what's happened on the past few weeks of the shows, so you know what's happened if you haven't, you know, really been watching, you're just watching for this one show. So we then see Bobo, which is Scarlett Bordeaux's handy helper, and they arrive in the back. He can't get in. Scarlett gets out of the car. The guy who's working there, she kind of does some sort of flirty stuff with him, and then he gets back in the car, and you know, and then he's like, yeah, drive. Hi for the Mexican tapings. That's going to be a very common theme tonight. Told that someone... Oh, so then we go to OGs who are moaning about... I was trying to work out what I was saying here. They're trying to moan about, you know, like, oh, we hit Itchy and stuff, and he's a bit concerned. I think it's Hernandez. I can't remember if it's Hernandez. I'm sorry saying this. And basically Eddie goes, well, he was there at the wrong place, the wrong time. He's at a war zone. What does he expect? La la. The phone rings, and then he's like, don't move, don't make any moves, don't go into the green lights lit. I need to go. So whoever's on that phone, you know, then there's Twitch hype. Not for Mexico, I don't know what. No, for Mediacom. Hype package for the Knockouts title match. I thought the Knockouts title match would be up after that. But nope. There's then an interview back in the back with Tessa Blanchard. And she says basically she's talking about her family. And her quest is going to be on top, which means, you know, and I've even put here, she's winning. You know, she's the only one who had an interview out of everyone in that match. So in my opinion, she win. And then we have Eli Drake come to the ring. And the Toronto crowd, where they are, or Ontario, wherever they are, is hot. Eli Drake is a star. He should be the world champion instead of Aries, in my opinion, because Eli Drake is bloody amazing. So he talks about Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee like they're dogs, you know, wanting dog treats and stuff because they've been following around for the past few weeks. He then brings out the two people who beat them last week, who were meant to be jobbers. Mr. Atlantis and somebody Tinder. So they want to be in stats bars, but they have one more test, and that is to beat Eli Drake. Eli Drake versus Brandon Tidewest, or whatever his name was. You know, it's basically a squash match, so it only gets 1 star. But it was a match, so it has to be rated. Moose and Eddie in the back. Moose says that he's always got, you know, one thing he did wrong was he gave him concussion, and then he gave him, you know, attacked his family, and then he's like, oh, and then he's like, well, you know, Moose has always been there for me, and I love him. And then there's hype for Mexico. Next up is the Knockouts Championship match, where Ali with Kira, who has Kira Hogan at her side, taking on Tessa Blanchard and Su Yung with her undead bridesmaids. Knockouts Championship, backstabber by Ali. Ali is awesome. There's some brilliant moments in here. One of the moments I've got is the triple threat. You know, the one thing I love about wrestling is when they have a submission on one person and someone else comes and does another submission. It's even better when you've got 6-man tag matches and everyone does it to each other. That's when it gets really good. What else we got? Using Tessa's. Yep, so another thing is during that match, Ali uses Tessa as a launch thing to go over the top rope onto Sue. Knocks her onto the apron. Sue also he spears Sue, and then she gets caught by the brides and gets thrown back in the ring. Tessa hits a brilliant cutter, the freeway submission. Then get the mandible claw on. This is quite further along in the match, but she goes for an mandible claw on Tessa, but Ali comes in and super kicks it out of the way. She then goes for one on Ali. Ali breaks it, and then all of a sudden Tessa's rolling up with the underwear. It's a 1-2-3. New champion Tessa Blanchard, giving this match a 3 stars. Interview. As she comes through the curtain, saying that she's on top now. She's the measuring stick, and she wants everyone in the back to realise that she is going to be a long-reigning champion. What we got next coming up on the show? I need to keep these notes. I need to put these notes behind, I think, but I take a lot of notes just so I make sure I cover everything so you don't miss something, because something might happen. So Ganga Singh, or whatever his name is, the Indian guy, is in the back, and he's basically got this broom, and he's looking for something. You can see he's looking for something. He finds a hit squad. He goes, "How dare you embarrass my name?" Blah 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 blah, and then he starts hitting them with the broom. I don't know if it's meant to be comedy or not, but there you go. Then we got Cross and Aries. So Cross speaks and says you're winding up Aries. You know, anything can happen between you and going down the ring. So, you know, what could happen? Then Aries goes, you know, we've proved what we can do. Let's keep doing it. You know, we're going to keep doing it because we're a strong force. You know, we've seen what we can do. We're going to just keep going on for it. LAX are in the back, and, you know, they're upset because the Richie, the kid, who was not down last week, they're upset about that. The phone rings, and the exact same thing happens. LAX are not happy with it, and one of them's like, no, let's go, and the other's like, no, just stop. I can't remember which one's which, but Santon and Ortiz, you know, they calm each other down, and it's like, we'll wait and see what happens. Then we have the smoke show. And this is a very edgy section of the show, because it's got Grado, Hendry, and Scarlett, and Katrina. So they all sat there doing this interview, and she's like, you know, they're like, oh, but what about Joe Hendry? He's handsome, you must be going out with him as well as, you know, this has been the ongoing thing in Impact. Like, oh, no, I'm just with Hendry, you know, Hendry's just my friend, la-di-da-da. And then she starts touching Grado, and he actually has a bottle where he's Willie is, squeezes it, makes it look like it's coming. There's a point where Scarlett goes, "Oh, you've made me all wet." So it was a very edgy angle. It was very sexually orientated angle. Grado's continuously doing that, gets up and leaves pretty quick. The one thing I got from this is Katrina goes, "Don't you mess with my boys." Is she actually still going out with Joe Hendry? Is she going out with Joe Hendry behind Grado's back? I don't know. But my boys, very suspicious. And then Scarlett goes, I think I already have. Quite a funny little angle. I think Grado and Hendry got some good chemistry as well. So, next up is the Toronto Hot 4. Yeah, so next up is Swan versus Pete Williams. Toronto are hot for switch on over Pete Williams, who's their local hero. A very fast-paced match to start off with. It then slows down. And there's a lot of hype for the Jericho Cruise tonight, the Mexican Media Con, the Mexico shows and everything. There's a lot of little hype videos. So there's a lot of reversals from the thing. Then the Shooting Star Press gets the 1, 2, 3. Wasn't really keen on this match. It only got a 2.5 stars for me. It was alright, but it wasn't very good. Then we go to an angle in the back where, you know, Rich Swan's like, oh, I'm happy with the win. You know, a few more wins and I'll be on top and I could get a shot at the thing. Matt Sydal comes in and goes, I can help you open your third eye, help you get there. So I don't think you're going to be very ready for a title shot in Impact. You know, you're going to have the, you know, targeting you back on all this, you know, what's very well known. So he mentions all that. And he's like, no thanks. And then we hear a woman screaming up as he goes, no thanks. Moose is down in the back. So Moose has been knocked out. We see Killer Cross's calling card as it's known. So we know it's been Killer Cross who's done the attack. We'll get to that in a bit. And then it's time for the main event. So it's actually Killer Cross and Aries versus Eddie. This match, whether it didn't end properly, but I've given it 5 stars. I'm going to say it now. Eddie went back down, you know, Blue Thunder Bomb reversals. Eddie reverses a Brainbuster into a Brainbuster. Crossover, you know, Crocs overhead thrown on the outside. You know, Aries is I don't know, but there was a look that Aries did during this match. Where Eddie is on the mat and he looks at the camera and he looks like he's right freaking crazy. Like, you should be locked in a mental asylum crazy. Not I'm crazy as Eddie is. It was a lot scarier. So I don't know if he's manipulative, but he's brilliant at facial features. I'll give Aries some credit. Next, Moose is... So then Moose comes back out with his head taped up. You know, it's this hot tag moment. Both Aries and Eddie on the mat. Eddie gets the tag onto Thingamy, but Cross steps off the apron. Yeah. But then Eddie gets the tag on Moose. So we all think that, you know, we'll go Moose. Moose turns around and spears Eddie Edwards. Let me just say this again. Moose turns around, spears Eddie Edwards. Heel turn for Moose. Boo you. There's a load of sold out chants. Aries has a chair, hits him over the head. There's a very nasty chair shot spot where they've got the chair around Aries' neck and it's up against one of the ring posts and they just whack it into him. And then Alicia comes out. This is brilliant. Alicia Edwards comes out and tries to come and check on her husband. She then looks really confused, concerned for his safety. She, you know, she then gets into Moose's face, slaps Moose, Moose then goes to punch her, and Blanco's like, no, quick, go to commercial. He backs out of that. He does the Moose, blows her a kiss. Brilliant to see heel Moose. He's brilliant. I've given this 5 stars because that heel turn, I did not see it coming from Moose. It was brilliant. So let's go into Star of the Night, Moose. Female Wrestler of the Night, Tessa Blanchard, of course. She did really well to win that title. She's done really well since coming to Impact, so she gets that this week. Moment of the Night, Moose heel turn. Not expecting it, so that gets the Moment of the Night. Match of the Night, opening contest, X Division title. If you're going to watch anything from this show, watch the heel turn. You skip through most of the other stuff. But that X Division match, you can't throw it. It is something to be watched and be gum. All that. It's Lucha Underground in Impact, basically. I've given the entire show a 5-star rating. There is only one problem I have with Impact at the moment, and there's 2 things I have skipped over it. And the actual review of the show is, I don't know where it came in the show. Is it here? No, that's the X Division. Mexican MediaCon, blah, blah, blah. But there is package with it. Moments where they go to what they call the GW. I'm going to come on Facebook. Hello. They call the GWM moment of the week. Now, I don't mind that. That's great hype for Global Wrestling Network. But what I don't like about it, instead of doing how WWE do it, where it's a quick, this is what happened, this is the finish sort of thing, they go through an entire match. I skipped through it this week. It was the debut of Drew Galloway in Scotland. So it was Grado versus Al Snow, and Drew Galloway came in and did whatever he could. I can't remember that far back. But they show you that. Also, there were so many hype packages for Mexico. MediaCon. Mexico, MediaCon. Jericho Cruise was mentioned. The Chris Jericho Cruise, what they're going on, was mentioned so many times in October. It is ludicrous how much they're hyping stuff up that is happening. And I'm not being mean. It's good that they're trying to get there. You know, the fact, oh, we're going to Mexico for the first time. Oh, we're going to MediaCon. It's going to be on Twitch at 5 PM in the UK time. Thank good for me. I ain't got to stay up late to watch it. And I'm going to watch it live. But the thing is, we don't need to know 6,000 times on a show. I swear there was at least 3 I counted of the Mexican ones. And I think there was at least 4 MediaCon ones. A lot of the angles they have on the show are great, but the one with the sexual innuendos with Grado and all that lot could be cut down a lot more, and you could throw another match on. It was only the squash match with Eli Drake, Petey Williams, the X Division, the Knockouts, and the main event. That's 5 matches. If you get rid of the squash matches, that's only 4 matches in a 2-hour thing, including the GWM one, which we've seen before, so most people won't watch it. So you're looking at around about 5 to 6 matches a show, including the one where you look back on something from 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whenever they pick, years ago. So, if Don Callis watches this, take my word for it. There's 3 things I want notice from this show. Get rid of all the hype packages for things that are happening in the future. Do a 1 or 2, that's fine. Get rid of the GWN moment of the week. Keep telling the stories how you are, because the storytelling is brilliant in Impact right now, and I think that's one of the things you guys are doing over WWE by far. Is the reason I'm watching Impact so much every week is the stories and the wrestlers are captivating me, and each wrestler has a reason, and I want to know now. I'm going to watch next week because I want to know what's going to go on with Moose and Eddie Edwards. I want to know how Tessa and the Knockouts division is going to change. You know, things like that are exciting me. But I think there's so much more they can do with Impact at the moment. Impact's good. Impact is great. Compared to the ludicrous shit you get on WWE, Impact is a lot better. If they got rid of this ludicrous shit where they have to do all these hype packages and stuff, it'd be 10 times better. So, on to this weekend. I do believe there is water sport on Saturday, but I've got a christening to go to, so I don't know whether I'll be able to do it in the evening or not. But I'll try and get it out to you on Saturday night at some point if I can. If not, it'll be Sunday morning. I don't know if I'm going to do a review for Sunday for anything, because I might do an indie show. I'm going to try and do reviews or booking in, TW. I haven't done TW a few days because my missus has been home. So this is kind of like a special. She don't mind watching wrestling and I can talk to her and pause it while I'm writing notes. But for me, this show was brilliant. I really enjoyed Impact again. Overall, so far, Impact is out front. I know I didn't do a review for Raw SmackDown this week because I decided to do it when NXT happened, and NXT was my trial to see if I like doing this or not, which I do, so I'm doing it. But for me, out of all the shows I've seen this week, Impact Wrestling has been just that little bit better just the hype packages, the GWN in the moment of the week, and some of the angles, how long they were, and a bit tedious. You know, these bits were a bit tedious to watch. So I hope you enjoyed hearing my review. I hope you have your opinions. If you do, put them down in the comments. And I'll see you either tomorrow or Sunday for a review of All the Sport Wrestling. Thanks for watching.